All right, calling the Oklahoma County Board of Adjustment meeting for May 29th, 2025. Calling the meeting to order. Roll call.
Yes, members of the Board of Adjustment today are Miss Jennifer Arsenal
Present.
and Mr. Cooper Robinson.
Present. Next, we have approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. We got an opportunity to review the minutes. Do we have a motion?
I've reviewed the minutes and make a motion to accept.
Second that motion?
Roll call vote, Miss Arsenal
Aye.
and Mr. Robinson.
Aye.
Minutes passed.
All right, next on the agenda is discussion and possible action for approval, denial of a variance VA 2025-08 to the Oklahoma County zoning regulations.
Yes, before we get into this item, I want to make sure I don't think the applicant is here. So I tried to contact him before the meeting, and so the board has a couple of options. You can deny the application because there's no one here to represent it, or if you would like, you can kick it to the next meeting, which is June the 17th.
This is the letter that we received a letter of protest on this one, correct?
Yes, and the gentleman that is behind me here on my left, he is here to speak. He represents, or he's with the church that is part of this discussion.
Any thoughts?
I mean, I had questions on it, but if the applicant's not here.
I wouldn't be opposed to kicking it to the next
I want
docket. Oh,
You guys.
She won't be here, but
Yeah,
you and Mr. Goodman, so it's right. So it's up to you guys. But
I say we hold that over to the next
okay,
the next board meeting.
make a motion and we'll vote on that.
I'll move that we hold that over till the next Board of the Adjustment meeting.
June 17th.
Yes, June 17th, 2025.
I second the motion.
Roll call vote. Ms. Arsenal.
Aye.
Mr. Robinson.
Aye.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, next item.
All right, next item is discussion and possible action for approval, denial of a variance VA 2025-09 to the Oklahoma County zoning regulations. Application of Jesse Pelfrey, co-trustee of Rosemarie Pelfrey Revocable Trust. Okay.
Just to give a quick background on the property here and what they're asking for. This particular piece of property is out near the new turnpike, kind of in the southeast part of the county. It's basically been divided in half, and the turnpike sits directly east of this particular piece of property. Now, there are similar pieces of property like this to where they don't meet the 2-acre minimum that we have in regards to the R2 rural residential zoning category. So that's one issue that's being discussed. And the other issue is the home that you see there in the aerial has caught on fire, and they're wanting to rebuild that home. Also, that home has been there for many, many decades. According to the assessor's records, it's been there since 1943. And so now that the home is burnt, I'm assuming they're wanting to use the same foundation to rebuild the home. And so if that is the case, the front setback is also another issue that's being discussed because it's too close to the road based on our current zoning regulations. So those are the two items that are being discussed on this particular item. That's all I have, unless you had any particular questions of me.
Have you reviewed plans or received plans for what's proposed to be built?
No, basically what happened, the contractor had contacted us, and during that conversation, we made them aware of the issue, these issues, and so that's when they filed this particular application. And so nothing has been submitted to us as far as a building permit or anything at this point. These issues would have to be resolved first before we get plans and move forward.
So there are two things at issue. There's the 80-foot setback, and then there's the setback from the center line.
So it's the 80-foot setback from the middle of Nixon Street. And the other issue is they don't have the necessary 2 acres that's required.
What kind of precedent do we have for this? I mean, similar situations.
So we had the one here recently was kind of a different, if you recall, there on Southeast 44th Street, where a gentleman had a manufactured home that had caught fire and burnt down. And it was the same issue as far as being too close to the road, but also being on a piece of property that was not 2 acres. The board approved that one at that particular time. I think the board overall looks at these kind of on a case-by-case basis. Obviously, the home that's in the picture here was out there many decades before the county really had any regulations in regards to zoning, setback requirements. And so obviously that's why the house is where it currently is. There's a whole slew of reasons why we have these 2-acre properties that show up. My guess on this particular piece of property is just because there's similar ones in the area. Just an owner that owned all this at one time and they just split this up. And it may have been during a time where, the county really didn't have any regulations that people had to abide by. And so I think probably part of the other reason why they want to keep the home in its current place, to reuse the current foundation. Obviously, there's a cost to remove that foundation and to pour a new one. So I'm sure there's some cost saving measures there as well. So I know that's kind of a long way to get to your question, but I think the board overall over the years has just kind of looked at these on a case by case basis, but the majority of these have been approved in the past.
Okay. We want to hear from the applicant.
Good afternoon. I'm Jesse Pelfrey, trustee of the Rosemary Pelfrey Revocable Trust. We had a financial interest in this home for about 25 years, and we were unaware of the variances or the setbacks, things of that nature. We did have the fire. It was an accidental fire on the tenants. We are currently housing the tenants in another one of our properties for them to move back out there, a family of 5. The garage did not burn down. That's there. And in full disclosure and honesty, because I'm a very honest person, the contractor that I contracted with already started building. And so that's an error on his part. But the garage that's right there was existing. He's using the existing foundation. I don't think he was aware of the variance, and that's no excuse. I think that's just the fact. But the septic system would also have to be moved because I know that was tested and everything's fine there. As far as the 0.74 acres, that's how it was when we acquired it 25 years ago. And so I'm just asking the board to approve the variance. Do you have any questions of me?
How long ago did you acquire it?
25 years ago.
What's the square footage of the house that burned down? Do you have an idea?
1,700 square feet.
1,700?
Yes.
And are you going back with about the same size?
Just under 1,800.
Okay.
And that didn't include the garage. The garage is still there standing. And it's on a very short street. Doesn't really show it here, but if you go south on Nixon Street, it tees off. The property just to the south of us there has a structure within that variance as well. We talked to a lot of the neighbors. Everyone likes the plans that we're doing and don't have any objection to it. So that's why I'm asking for your approval of the variance.
I don't have any further questions. Do you?
Just to add one thing on our part. We didn't receive any phone calls or any letters of protest, so I just want to make sure.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't have any questions on it, no.
Thank you.
Thank you. Same thing here, you know.
Right. Yeah, on that property to the south.
Yeah, the property to the south is in a similar situation. If you backed out of this aerial just even a little bit further, the street that he mentioned, Southeast 21st, if you go catty corner of the house to the south, there are 2 more properties that are in a similar situation. So I don't want to say there's a lot out there, but there's at least a handful that are in the same boat.
Right. Well, I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the application the variance requests for both variances, both the setback and the variance of being under 2 acres.
I second that motion.
Roll call vote, Ms. Arsenault
Aye.
and Mr. Robinson.
Aye.
Your item is approved.
Item number 7, new business.
I do not have any new business.
All right. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'd like to make a motion, we adjourn.
I would second that.
Ms.
Aye.
Arsenault and Mr. Robinson.
Aye.
We're adjourned.